How's it going, Critter Family? I hope you all are doing well. Today we're looking at a video by Joel Beckman of Beckman's Dog Training. He says, I ask for the toughest dog and train stay with it, not with them. Cahoots Pet Store event. So Cahoots apparently is a pet store in his general area. I believe he lives in California somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong. But either way, it doesn't matter. I feel like this pet store shouldn't be promoting his services. But let's see what he does.
Whose dog do they not think is going to stay? Whose dog is like this young, unruly? So, this is Jane.
Oh, what a sweet
pup. This is what I do. I push him back, and then I release. And I push him back, and I release. Stay.
I can't tell if this dog has a shock collar on or not. Or a bark collar, at least.
Hey,
This is... They have some kind of a collar on. Like a bark collar or shock collar, something stupid. And unnecessary. This is not how you teach stay. If it is, then you're an idiot. After this, I'll show you how I teach stay.
Sit. Stay.
This is learned helplessness. This is a dog being submissive. Lip lick.
Stay.
Just on his approach, a lip lick.
Have I taken my eyes off this dog? Stay.
The correction or positive interrupter, whatever you want to call it, was unnecessary. The was unnecessary.
Okay, go to your mommy and daddy.
Oh wow, that's not anything special. That's not genius. That's just forcing a dog into a stay position on the ground, into a sit or a down. Just, did you being a little nasty to me? This is not anything special.
Whose dog do they not think is going to stay? Whose dog is like this young, unruly? So,
this is young, unruly. Okay, whatever. He's labeling the dogs already.
This is what I do. I push him back, and then I release. And I push him back, and I release.
Everything he does relies on force.
Stay.
How long did it take? There's a cut there. How long did he push this dog back? Did this dog react? Did this dog do anything else? The dog is laying down, going into submissive posture, trying to, whale eyes, trying to appease him so he's not so scary.
Sit. Stay.
Head down, lip lick. You would not get away with this with Adonis at all. He would just say, screw you, and back away. And if you keep pushing him like that, then he might nip at you and be like, hey, get off of me.
Stay.
And he has a right to. A dog has a right to protect himself.
Have I taken my
from a
eyes off
stranger
this dog?
like this.
Stay.
That's not impressive. He can't do anything without force. Here's how I teach a dog to stay without ever touching them. Okay, so here I am. Well, Adonis already knows stay, but I'm telling you that, okay, so you're going to teach him to sit. You're going to have him stay. I take a step away. I count to 1 or 2. I return. Then I mark and reward. Good man. I reset my dog's position. So I toss a treat away. He goes over. Now I'm asking him to come here. He's a little confused. I don't correct him for it. I don't say I don't do anything else. Or come back to them. Got some music going on in the background, but other than that, we reset, we try in a different position. Now I'm taking 2 steps away, I'm taking 3 steps away. The leash is there just to make sure that he's not, running away, but very loose leash, no tension. After repeating this process, now we're practicing it in different environments. Practicing it outside. He's just rolling around. Practice it by the gate. Allow him to go out. Here's part 2. We're outside. I have a circle here. This is a long line. So I'm showing you that I'm going to be walking 6 feet around my dog outside of this little circle here. I remind him with the open hand like this. So that way he remembers to continue to stay. I'm able to reinforce it with the hand like this so I don't have to keep saying stay, 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 stay. So we reset, we go sniff, we come back. I give him a second to sniff, get his attention, have him go into a sit. Good boy, reward. Then I go in the other direction. Back and forth, return, reward, continue to stay. And he's just like, whatever. And this is after a lot of time of practicing and reinforcing that he stays there like that. I don't have to touch him. He's on leash again to make sure he's not going to run away, and I don't have to chase him around just to work on a behavior. I'm able to do full circles around him. I'm able to flap the leash around him. This is a regular flat buckle collar, about, I don't know, that wide, like 1.5 inches wide. I'm able to run around him. What a good boy. He's such a good man. He's a good boy. I forgot I did all this with him. This is many years ago. Try it again out here. Now what I do wish I would have done for a video like this is I wish I would have had him on the long line. I thought I did. Maybe I do, but I wish I would have had him on the long line. A 20-foot long line. He could stay and I can do all this 20 feet away. But he's such a good boy. So you can do all this and I didn't have to touch him. I'm still reinforcing him. Here he actually breaks. So he breaks. I just go back and reset him. Still reward him for staying. Now this time I might do less. Okay, and so we repeat it a little bit more. We continue, we finish our little circle, I reward him, and then I release, then we go outside to go do some sniffing. So this is real life training. He was a little bit stressed because, we haven't been in Lowe's a whole lot, but we're here, we're working. He has his regular flat buckle collar on. There's no shock collar or anything like that. He is, I'm sure, not too happy to be in an area that's a little bit noisy. There's a little bit of pressure on either side. So he is showing some signs of stress. Here, I think we're at Target. This is a different day. And this is just a regular flat buckle collar. It's like more of the military type, fancy kind. But, so he's showing some signs of stress here, but we went in, we just did a little bit of this and then we left. Had I brought him into the store more often and practiced with him more often, in, specifically pet friendly stores, don't go anywhere where there's, service animals only are allowed, but he was in training here to be my, my personal service animal, but it didn't work out. So we were practicing a bunch of, at this point, canine good citizen type training, but he can still stay here. I'm not forcing him. He's able to get up. He's just not comfortable. I ask for a sit. He doesn't want to sit. I don't force him. I ask again. He sits. Gives a little lip lick. He's like, fine. But he's not giving a lip lick because he's necessarily afraid of me. He just says, it doesn't make sense to sit here. I'm nervous. I don't care to be here. I don't care to be sitting here. Now, would I be asking for sits and whatnot now at this point? No. Okay, so in this, we're going to be getting a little bit of what I would do differently along with our Beckman review. So as we can see here, Adonis is showing a little bit of a few signs of stress. Spatulate tongue, his lip is kind of curled here. His lips are pulled back. He's not showing whale eyes or anything like that, but he is definitely uncomfortable. We can also see here that he's stress panting. He is able to sit. I'm just walking past him. He thinks we're ready to go. And I ask for sit a couple more times. What I would do differently is I wouldn't be working with my dog if they were showing any of this type of behavior, because this is stress. I don't want my dog to be stressed. And although he does sit eventually, after I ask him, I think a second time, then, that's because he has a trust with me. And he says, okay, mom says, I mean, I'm not physically holding him back. You can see that the leash is loose. It's just looped over his back. I'm just asking for a sit. But still, he's stress panting. He's thinking about it. He says, why should I? Then he sits, and then he moves away, or I move away. He looks at me. I move away again, and I reward and all that good stuff. But, he gives a couple lip licks, maybe a little bit of whale eye right there, but not anything serious. But he's still uncomfortable. So I would work on my dog's comfort level first. I wouldn't worry about asking for sits. I would start, the way I start is I visualize it as like a target. What are you doing? So I visualize it like a target with our training. So the very outside would be like working outside the store. Is the outer ring. Then the next ring would be inside the door and working our way around the perimeter of the inside of the store. So, inside the doorway and then around the hugging the wall kind of around the perimeter of the store. After that, then the center ring would be going in and out of the aisles. And my goal is for my dog not to look like this. This is a stress pant. If he were just panting otherwise because he's warm or he's just, excited and whatnot, then that's one thing. But this is a stress pant. Spatulate tongue. He's not comfortable here. Is he like, traumatized? No. He's still able to listen, but he's showing me here, he's giving me a refusal. He says, I don't want to because I'm not comfortable. I don't see a reason to sit here. He doesn't feel so in danger that, I have to hold him back and force him into a sit, but he can still sit without me having to touch him, or correct him or anything like that. But that's not what I would do today. If I had a dog today, I would work on going back one outer ring. So if we're in the center where we're in between those little aisles, then I would take him back to the next ring where we're just on the inside and we're working around the perimeter of the inside of the store. If he's still too stressed there and he's showing signs like this, then we would go to the most outer ring where we would just work outside again. Go just inside the doorway, and just work until they can naturally give me... Baby girl gave me a mouse. Where they can naturally sit on their own when they want to, or I can ask them sit and they respond the first time without showing signs of stress like this. So there's things that we're always learning, and hopefully you're learning, because if not, then you're like Tara, where she refuses to learn. She thinks that she knows everything she needs to. That's on her. For me, I certainly am always capable of learning, and my good boy here was the best teacher that I know. So that does it for this video. I'll leave part 1 and part 2 linked in the description below. So if you want to check those out, you're welcome to. Let me know what you think of this video. Say how to do to your little critters. Say how to do for me. Give them some kind of loving that they appreciate. Until next time, practice peace, patience, and positivity.